Hello, sacred souls. It's Susanna from Shamanic Shaman. What I have here for us tonight is healing from gaslighting due to the abuse that we grew up with, where we were constantly gaslit and then we started gaslighting ourselves, basically, due to those warped and twisted beliefs that we were raised with, into believing that we're less than, right? Less than whatever, dot, 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 right? And now we're starting to recognize and realize that all those hard lessons were actually forging us into the diamond that we are and or we are becoming, right? So like everyone might be on a different stage of healing and on the ascension path. But as we're healing, as we're on that ascension path, on our spiritual path, we have to pass certain lessons, we have to pass certain tests. If you call it shamanic tests or initiations or anything else that you need to learn, heal from, and overcome, then those are exactly the kind of things that are needed for us to become that pure diamond that basically represents that pure vessel of, well, pure divinity. Sorry if I keep repeating the word pure, but that's exactly what I feel. It's like where all that dark stuff has been transmuted and we have turned into this beautiful vessel of divine love and light energy, right? So I am going to explain this stuff a little bit more. First of all, this is some kind of glass pendant that looks like a diamond, right? And I found it. Someone lost it. Clearly, the clasp here is broken. So, and of course, things are a little chipped, but it's just symbolic for us, right? To have this represent a diamond in the ceremony. Now, the two completely self-serving and gaslighting people that I recently dealt with are represented by these two chopsticks that I actually found just behind the building here. And to break with those energies, I will break those chopsticks. Now, the number of people that you're dealing with will probably vary, but it shall be applied, or it shall apply to either one or two or more. Like it doesn't really matter, but it's just breaking with those energies of gaslighting that goes back to our childhood, where we had either a narcissist or a psychopath or a sociopath as a caregiver, either a parent or an older sibling or maybe a grandparent or an uncle, aunt, whoever it might have been, possibly several, right? Especially when there's narcissistic abuse in a family, there are usually a bunch of family members who are abusive. And a lot of times, until we were able to remove ourselves from that toxic environment and work on ourselves, we were also abusive, right? So there's definitely a part within us that also has that. So that's what we're healing from. And that's why I also have the reversal crank here. And then I actually found this bird's wing at the lake, like on the beach one evening. And I knew instantly that it was very significant for me as a shaman. And I usually have it in my window actually as protection, but in the ceremony, it shall represent the shamanic path. And again, in your case, it might not be exactly the shamanic path, but your spiritual path, your ascension path, your healing journey. It shall be there to represent that for us. And of course, on your altar, you can choose whatever item best represents your spiritual path or your ascension path, your healing path, whatever you feel best represents that. I recommend that you put that on the altar. Now I have the banishing candle again because once again, we want to banish those dark, toxic energies, in this case, gaslighting specifically. And then, of course, the light candle for holding and bringing in more of that divine light, that divine essence into our lives, into our aura, into our energy field, all of that, right? Let me see if I'm forgetting anything. I think I got everything covered. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna smudge again, and I'll do the crackly smudging again. I'm actually liking it now. We'll see if I might continue with those. Somehow, I actually thought when I was watching the last video, sometimes I watch them afterwards too, it almost felt like the crackling of a bonfire. So it's actually kind of cool because it reminds me of having an actual fire, right? Please cleanse, clear, and renew all of our energies and take away anything dark, low vibrational, and unhealed, and transmute it into pure divine essence and return it to the universe for reintegration. Thank you. And please help us reconnect fully and completely to our inner divinity, as well as that all around us. And through that, help us be in oneness with all of creation. Thank you. Please, sorry, I was a step ahead here. Let us now call in our divine team. Dear divine, higher power of the universe, our higher selves, and our entire divine spirit team of the light, including the 4 elements and the 4 directions, please join the ceremony and assist the healings, prayers, and protection with all of your powers. Thank you. Please close the circle of protection around us. Thank you. Okay, let us start by giving thanks for what we're grateful for. In my case, I'm grateful for realizing that shift in perspective that can be quite difficult for us to shift from a mindset of the world is out to get us, it is hostile, we might be under attack, and so on, right? And part of that is also lack mentality, right? And victim mentality, into looking at the universe as benevolent, as friendly, and with that, seeing ourselves and everything as divine. And with that being said, that there is everything in abundance already in existence. We just have to become that magnet that attracts all those blessings by raising our frequency, our vibration into those happy states. And part of that is through gratitude, right? So that's why it's very important that we actually practice that every day. And yeah, with that being said, I also feel grateful to be alive in this lifetime. Thank you. And something else I forgot to explain earlier or mention. Um, Last night, I watched a movie on Amazon Prime called The Wedding Guest. And sorry if I'm already spoiling a little bit the story for you there. But there's some important information that I want to share with you. So if anyone hasn't watched it yet, I hope you will still enjoy it even after I share some of the details. But basically, the the girl who is like the counterpart to the main character, the guy who brings her to his brother's wedding as a guest, in the beginning gets portrayed as an escaped mental patient. Well, and that's what she officially was in the story. But then it unravels more and more. And what comes out is that she was actually so severely abused by her schizophrenic mother, who raised her by herself, that she was homeschooled. So she was only at home. She had no social skills, didn't learn much about the world, was completely isolated. And that schizophrenic mother did massive amounts of damage to her. So she was massively gaslighting her daughter into believing that she is incapable of having a normal life and that she will never have a boyfriend, that she can't do anything normal that regular people do. And what else was it? Oh, yes, there was one scene where early in the morning she started cleaning his parents' bathroom, and his mom came and got him and said, "You need to go and talk to her," and said, "She's cleaning our bathroom." So he went in there and he said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "I'm cleaning. That's what I do. I always had to clean for my mother and cook for her." She said, "I had to earn her love through cleaning." So that is exactly an extreme example of having to earn love, which is the complete opposite of unconditional love, right? So, most of us haven't had such an extreme case of abuse. And as it turned out, she was actually not mentally ill. It was just, she was extremely misunderstood because of how she was raised. And she was able to kind of break out of a lot of that. And in the end, she did get together with that guy. Sorry, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched it yet. But for so many of us, to a somewhat lesser degree, of course, in most cases, we still were gaslit by our caregivers into believing we are not good enough. We have to earn the love rather than simply by having it through existing, through simply being here on this earth. And we can also gaslight ourselves because of sick, warped, and twisted beliefs that our caregivers had, that we think we're not worth a beautiful life, we're not worth all the blessings that life has to offer, and so on, right? And this can go really, really far, where the only times that we really received love from our caregivers might have been when we were sick, right? So then we might have subconsciously equated that with love, and that could have created a pattern of sickness throughout our lives. And yeah, lots of different aspects of what that could mean as to how limited our lives are, that we live in poverty, that we might not be successful, and so on, right? So there's a lot that comes along with being gaslit in our formative years, right? So there's a lot. And I actually noticed too how, even though I knew that it was completely wrong in that situation that I was recently in. And all until almost the end, I was like, no way, that has nothing to do with the situation that we're actually dealing with here. But then I ended up letting myself get swayed, even though deep down I knew it wasn't right. But that's exactly the kind of damage when from infancy we were gaslit. There is that um, lack of strength in the solar plexus to really be strong and safe within ourselves. So it allows external I don't want to say forces like people, but also influences to sway us because we're not strong enough within ourselves, even though we know deep down inside that they're lying, they're gaslighting us, but there's not enough strength to really stand in our truth, right? So, anyhow, sorry, that was a bit of a longer story, but what as I was watching it, and especially at the end, it just really clicked for me, right? That sometimes we need to see an extreme example. And the movie is actually really beautiful. Like it really she she is behaving kind of like someone autistic who just blurts out the truth and is socially awkward, but it's actually done in such a sweet way. And the movie is actually quite positive despite the backstory that has that negativity woven in. So I think you would actually really, really enjoy it. Anyhow, to make a long story short, let's get back to the ceremony. So, with that being said, thank you to our divine team for that special guidance as well to clarify things and bring them more into perspective. And because of that still not fully healed wound, we still attract some people and situations, obviously not all the time, but some people and situations into our lives that will gaslight us until we learn to be strong enough within ourselves, right? So, with that being said, let those two dark, self serving narcissists who were gaslighting me, let any and all connections between me and them now, oh, that broke so easily. Wow. Now and forever, and that one too, ha, be broken. Let them be fully and completely removed from our lives. All those people in all of your lives as well as mine, right? Let all those gaslighting, dark narcissists lose access to us. Let them be fully and completely removed. And I feel like I want to break this even more. Let any and all, and these don't break as easily as the center ones. Interesting, because the important break is already done. Let any and all connections between us and them now and forever be broken throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime and moving forward. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. And I feel like they need to be covered by that bird's wing. I don't know from which bird it is, but by our shamanism. So we are now coming into our power, stepping into our power. We're taking our power back and we're becoming strong, centered, and grounded within ourselves. And all those hardships, we're seeing the blessing now that all those tough moments and situations and those difficult people and all the suffering that we had to go through was to shape us into this beautiful, amazingly precious diamond that we are now. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. Ooh, and so it is. And let any and all damage be reversed. And by that, I mean any and all emotional damage, energetic damage, any hurt, pain, suffering, trauma, PTSD, CPTSD, any physical ailments connected to that, and anything else physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, energetically, and karmically shall now be reversed so that we fully and completely become healed on, and we are healed on all levels, and we can now fully stand in our power and our strength. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. Let all that dark stuff now be banished from our lives, and let all the light flood in. Whew. Oh, the energy is moving nicely. Oh, beautiful. All right. Oh, that feels good. All right, let us take a deep breath in, breathing in that pure divine essence, and let us exhale all the stress, worries, and anxieties, all the resentment, anger, hate, and other dark negative emotions that we've been holding on to, any shame, blame, guilt, jealousy, envy, anything else. We're just letting it go. So let's breathe in love and light. And breathe out all that darkness. Any and all remaining dark energy. All right. Let us now give massive amounts of love, thanks, gratitude, and blessings to our divine team. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for all this assistance with all this healing. Please open the circle of protection around us, but keep us strongly and massively safe, shielded, and protected by a massive divine shield of protection, and let our energy shield also be fully repaired, and our energy field, let all the holes, gaps, cracks, and tears be repaired and filled, and we shall be fully and completely safe, shielded, and protected at all times. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations, all our relations. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, for being a part of the ceremony, and for being on your own healing and ascension journey. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to support the channel further, there's a PayPal link down below. And the next virtual shamanic fire ceremony with candles is going to be for healing the wounded masculine on April 26th at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I haven't actually posted it yet, but probably mid-late week this week, I should be able to post it. And all the information will be there. It will be on the meetup on meetup.com, and the group name is Shamanic Fire Ceremonies. And you can also get the information from the Alamanic Shaman Facebook page. However, the login will be through the other page. So it will be $15 for the early bird special and $20 for last minute people who are joining us on the day off. So I hope that many of you will be there. And as of May, it will be mixed for anyone. But since we already had a healing for the for the wounded feminine, now it was the turn for the masculine, and then we're stepping into all other types of healings, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing many of you there. In the meantime, tons of love, light, and blessings. Be well until next time, and I wish you great abundance. May truth and integrity always be with you. Bye for now.